Do you remember the first time you saw Robert Redford ride across the screen on a bicycle with the wind in his hair, or Diane Keaton nervously laughing in that laundromat with Woody Allen? For so many of us who grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, those moments weren't just movies. They were part of the soundtrack of our lives. This year, 2025, we had to say goodbye to some of the brightest lights who shaped those memories. And tonight, on Splain Daily, we're not rushing through a list. We're sitting together like old friends to remember for legends who left us and to celebrate the gifts they gave us that will never fade. Welcome to Splain Daily. I'm here to honor the artists who meant so much to generations of movie lovers and TV watchers, especially those of us now in our 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. These were the voices in our living rooms, the faces on our bedroom posters, the stories we quoted with friends. Let's light a candle for four of them tonight. Robert Redford left us at 87. Think about that number for a second. 87 years of pure class. He wasn't just handsome. He was the kind of handsome that made you believe goodness could win. From the quiet outlaw in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, to the grieving husband in Out of Africa, to the lonely baseball player who knocked the cover off the ball one last time in The Natural, Redford never shouted. He just let those blue eyes and that half smile do the talking. Many of us saw ourselves in him. The guy who wanted to do the right thing even when the world made it hard. And off-screen, he built the Sundance Film Festival from nothing, giving thousands of young storytellers the same chance he once had. Think back to that final scene in The Way We Were, with Barbara Streisand brushing the hair out of his face on that New York street while Memories plays. That moment just became a little more precious, didn't it? Diane Keaton left us at 80, but she'll always be the quirkiest, most lovable free spirit Hollywood ever gave us. La Dita, La Dita. Annie Hall wasn't just a movie. For a lot of women watching in 1977, it was permission to be smart, clumsy, funny, and still utterly desirable. Those menswear vests, the ties, the hats. Diane made being eccentric look like the most attractive thing in the world. And the men in our lives fell a little in love with her too. Remember her crying in the lobster kitchen in Annie Hall, or dancing alone in her apartment to Seems Like Old Times. Later she gave us the ultimate holiday warmth in The Family Stone and Father of the Bride, the mom so many of us secretly wished we had. Diane once said, "I think the most ordinary things are the most beautiful." Tonight, millions of us are nodding through tears because she made the ordinary unforgettable. Val Kilmer was only 66, taken too soon after a brave and quiet battle with throat cancer. If you were a teenager in the late 80s and early 90s, Val was your cool older brother. In Top Gun, that cocky grin is Iceman. In Real Genius, the brainiac who turned lasers into popcorn. In The Doors, morphing into Jim Morrison so completely that even Morrison's bandmates were spooked. And then Batman Forever. Love it or not, the suit still looked good on him. In recent years, he couldn't speak the way he once did, but he found new ways to connect. Through art, through his children, through that beautiful documentary Val. He reminded us that a voice isn't only sound. It's the mark you leave on people's hearts. And Val's voice is still echoing. Malcolm-Jamal Warner was just 55. This one hit living rooms across America like a punch to the gut. Theo Huxtable. For so many families, Thursday nights meant gathering around the TV to watch The Cosby Show. Theo was the son every parent understood and every kid secretly was. Charming, a little lazy, trying to figure out adulthood while wearing the loudest sweaters ever made. Malcolm grew up on screen right in front of us, and later brought quiet strength to Malcolm and Eddie and The Resident. He reminded an entire generation that black families could be loving, funny, professional, and completely relatable. 55 is too young, way too young, but the laughter he gave us will outlive all of us. These four incredible souls weren't just famous. They were part of our family dinners, our first dates, our rainy Saturdays with the VCR. This year reminded us how quickly time moves and how deeply these artists shaped our lives. Tonight we're not saying goodbye. We're saying thank you. Thank you for the tears, the laughter, and the moments that made us believe in love, courage, and second chances. Thank you for growing up with us and for never really leaving. If these memories touched your heart the way they touched mine, please hit follow on Xplained Daily. We tell the stories that matter, the ones that make us feel a little less alone. And tell me in the comments, which of these legends meant the most to you growing up? Was it Redford's quiet strength, Diane's quirky heart, Val's cool swagger, or Theo's Thursday night smile? Drop their name below. Let's keep their light shining together. This is Splain Daily. See you tomorrow. And until then, keep the ones you love close.